Hi, I am Whitney.
And I'm Taylor, and I've got my flashlight ready to look at my hand, because this is the Ghost Sisters.
Wow. I was like, holy shit, what's happening? Ah! And then I realized you hadn't even said, and we're the Ghost Sisters. So, like, ah!
Wah!
Oh
I've,
my
I've
goodness.
hyped up the energy.
You've hyped it up. I hope it lives up to the hype.
It will. I'm excited.
And I hope for all of you guys at home or in the car or at work or whatever you're doing. If you're at work, like, way to go, man. Work the system.
Yeah.
Way to go,
Yeah.
bro. Do that. Get paid to
Exactly.
listen to us.
Yes.
Hell
Whitney and
yeah.
I condone your distraction technique.
Yeah. Distraction action.
Yes.
All right. I don't know why I'm starting it off like, did we have any questions about last week? Because it's just you and me that can hear each other
hmm
right now. So if someone had a question and they did not email us, poop on you.
Poop on you.
Poop on you. Sorry if you're hearing rustling. I'm trying to like
She's trying to
get
get her life
comfortable.
together.
It's oh my god. Okay. All right. So we ready to get handy?
I am. Let's do this.
All right. Last week we went through the lifeline. We didn't get through a lot. We went through the lifeline and through the headline. So,
Mhm.
today we are going to start with the next of the trifecta main deals. Lines, that's what they are. I was
Yes.
like, they're not just deals. All right. So, the one that we are going to start with is the heart line or the love line, and it runs from left to right and is above your headline. All I see is just a white blur of a hand when you do that, so I can't see anything. If you were trying to show me
The
something.
very top one?
Now I can see it.
The one
Yes.
that
So the
goes
very
from your pinky?
yeah, for the most part,
Cool.
it should be running left to right, starting underneath your pinky, going towards your pointer finger. Don't worry if it does not go all the way, or maybe you will worry. But anyways, that is the line that we're looking for.
Okay.
Cryptic. Um,
Cryptic.
Cryptic. All right. The love line, it shows your attitude towards love and the quality of love that you will have or give
Okay.
or receive. You know, it's about
Mhm.
giving and receiving
And
that love
receiving
and
and
receiving and
giving.
giving. Anyone, friends? All right. It's able to kind of go through and figure out if you're deeply affectionate or not, if your like emotions are very simple or if they're very complicated, if love and marriage could possibly go smoothly for you or not. Also determine the types of personal relationships that you may be in or could be in. For the most part, if it looks like a deep and clear line that kind of has a slight curve to it and doesn't seem too jacked up, like, all the wigglies and islands and chains and bullshit that we have been talking about, you probably have a good love life and have pretty good stable emotions.
Uh-oh.
Also, it's a good sign. I don't like your oh, okay. It's also a pretty good sign if it forks into 2 or 3 towards the end of your love line,
Mhm.
which, you know, is gonna be going towards your thumbs. That's the direction we're looking at. So,
Yes.
it'll show that you're pretty good-hearted, you're pretty responsible, you've got good friendships, and you're pretty popular among your friend group. So, look at Joe. Gonna
Awesome.
be popular. Alright,
Hmm.
lar. Alright, so the length, if it's short, meaning it only goes towards your middle finger, like it kind of ends at your middle finger, or just straight up is non-existent, it's a no-go, bro. That means
Uh-oh.
you are self-centered, you're ruthless, you're very narrow-minded, You act without thinking and really give no care about the consequences. Because of that, you are probably ostracized from, like, family and friends and are actually pretty lonely and probably have a very tough love life.
So what constitutes like the middle finger? Like mine ends.
If you don't know where your middle finger is, I can't help you.
Shut up. No, I mean, so ending at the middle finger, like my
Like,
little branches in between my middle finger and my pointer.
because mine goes like, the branches start by my middle finger, but I have the rest of my line goes in between my forefinger and my middle finger, but my
That's
branches
what mine
start.
does.
Then, yeah, you
Yeah.
still have it going longer.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, yeah, you're fine, you're not
Eh,
ruthless.
okay. I
At
was gonna
least
say I don't think that describes me.
at least not today.
Not today.
Not today. Stars. Can't
Can't
do
do
it.
it.
Okay, if it's super duper long, which meaning it goes from one side of your hand all the way to the other side, from your pinky all the way to your forefinger, that means that you're more likely to break than bend. Like you're pretty stubborn about things and you would much rather just nope, my way or the highway kind of deal.
Oh damn.
Your career could actually be very successful, but it may be difficult at times. You can be
Hmm.
successful, but it may be rough. For men, usually that line means that you're pretty romantic and you are quote unquote henpecked, their words, which I'm
What
assuming
is
is the
insect?
ladies love you. I don't know.
Oh.
Let me look. Oh no, not at all. That's not what it means. Henpecked, continually
Mhm.
criticized and given orders by one's wife or female partner.
Oh, so you whipped.
You whoosh. Yeah, so you whipped. I was
You
like, I don't know
whipped
what
and nagged. Whipped and
hen
nagged.
henpecked is, but all right, learning something new with our something
Yeah.
new. Little side.
Mhm.
Side with our main course. All right, so for a woman,
Mhm.
it means that you're probably very faithful to your lover. So good for you. Way to go. You
Mhm.
doing it. Either male or female, you probably have some tough events in your life. You probably have some breakups and stuff that are happening or have happened. And breakups, they're gonna hurt you pretty considerably.
Mhm.
So sorry about that, y'all.
Mhm.
Now, if yours goes like Taylor and I were kind of discussing, ours goes towards our pointer finger. That means you have an abundance of love. You've got big, good, great dreams, and you have very high expectations of
That's
things.
legit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
straight
legit.
up. Or actually, no, I guess Taylor, yours and I is this next one. Ours doesn't go to our pointer finger, it goes in between.
Yeah.
So, in between the pointer and middle finger indicates pure, true love. You
Oh.
have that in you. You've got true love within you.
Aw.
So way to go, you.
I'm a Disney princess.
I don't
I
I
love how
don't
that was instant pause.
I don't know if that's what that means.
No,
So
that's 100% what it means. It means I can communicate with animals now, and now I have a beautiful singing voice. Mhm.
so the shape of it, so if it's curved upwards,
Mhm.
you have, great verbal dexterity, you're able to communicate very, very well. You're
Yes.
very good with creating a romantic atmosphere and being able to
Ooh.
speak your feelings to your loved ones.
Oh, that's not my experience, but good to know I have that capability.
I mean, all right, so if it's curved downwards, you have a very negative and weak character.
Oh, no.
You give uneasy feelings to others, and you don't really chase or express feelings of love, and you have issues with your relationship or your marriage. And Taylor, dear God, move the she's got the flashlight like underneath her, like it's a scary movie or something. She's like, "Ugh," she's making a face. So yeah,
'Cause
it
that was
would be
horrific, that
yeah,
sucks, like,
it
I
is
love
pretty
how
horrific.
very, like, tough love this one is, like, for the love line, very tough love.
Oh, yeah, we don't play around here. So,
Mm-mm.
if it is just straight across, no curve, nothing of that, You is stable. You is very conservative. You is mild, very affable. Oh, that's what that word is. I completely mistyped this word. And approachable. I have
How did you mistype it?
I have approvable.
Oh, okay.
Really, I just put a V instead of a C in it.
Mm,
But definitely my brain was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, also in love, you may actually be a little shy or passive, and if the line is very clear and it doesn't have any break, you have a very stable and loving family.
yes, agreed.
Agreed. All
Mhm,
right, so figuring out the age of this. So again, it's kind of like the lifeline.
mhm,
It doesn't mean that you're going to live until 80. It doesn't mean you're going to die at 20. None of that. And it's all just a guesstimate. So it's
mhm,
not saying that at, age 75 you're going to get married or anything. It's not any of
mhm,
that. Just a guideline. So we're going to look as vertical lines going up and down from your pinky to your heart line is
mhm.
we're looking maybe 10ish years. From your ring finger down, it's about 25. Middle down is 50. Pointer down is 75.
Okay.
Now, if you've got the fate line where that's going to intersect, which everyone, not everyone, but if you have a fate line, even if it doesn't go all the way up, if you draw an imaginary line all the way up, that should be
Mhm.
kind of your 55 mark.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Um, those if you have special marks around those particular ages that it's, quote unquote saying that
Mhm.
you have, that can mean that your emotional condition around that time period is shown in those marks.
Okay.
Which now I'm looking at my non-dominant hand and I'm wondering if that
Yeah, my
changes anything.
non-dominant hand is like, my god.
You
Like,
different?
yeah, like, I have so many islands and chains and crosses and stuff on my non-dominant hand,
So
and
your
on my dominant hand, I don't have as many.
so your non-dominant hand is like you personally and your character and like who you are, your true self. So if you think back to the astrology, you have your true self sign and then
Mhm,
you have your like presented sign. So
mhm.
your true self sign or true self is apparently the non-dominant.
Hmm.
So it could be that like on your dominant hand, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get married. It's gonna be amazing. And then on your true self line, it's like, you love, but you're not gonna get married.
Yeah, that sounds about yeah,
It
yeah.
could be. I'm not saying that's what it
Mm.
is, but whatever.
Okay.
All right, so let's move on. Sorry if you guys heard, I was rubbing my hands together. We're gonna
Mhm.
move on to the branches. So
Yes.
heart lines that end downwards with a curve indicate a willingness. Oh, that, have, like, a branch that's going downward. There we go.
Yeah.
Indicate a willingness to sacrifice everything for love.
Maybe, like, back in my 20s, but definitely not now.
I mean, maybe for meatloaf.
But I won't do
Do
that.
that. Thank you. I thought you were gonna be like, "Wall," and I was gonna
No, mm-mm.
sign off and
She was like, "Podcast done.
done,
Taylor didn't
fuck
get my
off, we're done.
reference."
Alright, so if you have a trident at the end of your line, it
Mhm.
indicates universal fraternity, but your love life is usually hard. So you probably
Aw.
have, like, really good, strong bonds with people, and it's,
Mhm.
everlasting, but still kind of a tough deal there.
Yeah, it's tough break.
So lots of branches is gonna show that you are constant and love all at the same time. So you're gonna hold onto your love, but also at the same time, you can get real love. You can get true love. So it may be that you are in something that you feel a lot of love and passion for, even if it's not your true love. But it doesn't mean that you
Okay.
won't get your true love. You can get it eventually.
Hmm, okay.
So many splits on the line that are going upwards are good signs for a love life. If there are many splits going downwards, it means that your marriage may break up.
Well, if I were married, I'd be concerned.
Yeah. I don't have a whole lot of branches whatsoever.
I've got a
Okay.
lot of downturned branches. I only have a few upturned branches right near my pinky.
We'll we'll get to that one.
Okay.
I mean, just because
But
you're not in a marriage right now, it doesn't mean again, this isn't saying like currently. This is just if you're looking at your age
in
and stuff.
yes, around
You
the thing.
could
I would just right now, if I was married, I'd be like, "Oh, no." But
oh,
I'm
we're
not,
gonna
so
get to one of those where you're like, "What the fuck?"
oh, no.
No. Okay. So if you have 2 or 3 branches that are going upwards at the beginning of the
Mhm.
line, it shows an abundance of love and great charm to the opposite sex. So, like, everybody wants you, and you're just like, "Hell
Ay.
fucking yeah." Ayy. If it is doubled or forked at the beginning of the heart line,
Yeah.
it indicates that there is a dispute in marriage.
Shit, my marriage ain't looking good.
Yeah, you're like, it's about to break up, you guys are fighting all the time, like
Yeah, apparently, maybe they're jealous of the fact that apparently everybody wants me, according to my hand.
talk to the hand. Okay, so islands indicate emotional distress or changes. They show up during your lifetime when somebody possibly is blocking you in some way as far as your love life goes. It may be like a friend or even a coworker, but someone is holding you back.
So that's really interesting because I happen to have a giant island on the 25-year mark, like right before the 25, all the way through. And I had that was when I was friends with Derek.
Mhm.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
I'm not for those of you who are like, "Who the fuck is Derek?" I'm not getting into that story. That was a mess of a story, but just know that there was history there, and that's really interesting that my island happens to line up with that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So it also shows that you have a stubborn character, and
Legit.
it makes it hard to get great achievements in love, and your love life is very easy to break down.
Yeah, that's about right.
If the island is underneath your ring finger, you have eye problems and are probably short or weak-sighted.
Nope.
Hmm,
Oddly enough,
strange.
that is strange.
Strange. Okay. A broken heart line shows
Oh.
that there are I know it's a broken heart line. So it shows that there are emotional setbacks in your life. That's really all
Mm.
that it shows. It doesn't mean that like you can't find love or anything like that. Well, I forgot the rest of all this section has to do with the broken heart line too. All right, here we go.
Oh,
All right, so if there
Jesus.
if there's a large gap, it indicates extreme hardship on a relationship or even instability in a marriage.
Hmm.
If it is broken underneath your pinky, it shows there's way too much stress on money and marital life is really hard for like true love and stuff. And the marriage, of course, is probably going to break down at some point
Mm.
because you couldn't be faithful to your partner through thick and thin.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn. If it's broken underneath your ring finger and little finger joint, like in between the middle, for females, it indicates a failed marriage in life. However, that marriage, you can now go and find your true love afterwards, and you can
Mm.
go and enjoy this new happy marriage. It also shows that you will always spend too much money and have trouble saving money.
I mean,
Ah,
I don't have that, but that's yeah, that
yeah.
is me.
A break underneath your middle finger and the 2 parts to that break are no longer straight in line with each other anymore. So, like, if you break and it looks like one's kind of a little above
Mhm.
whenever the break starts back up. So, it shows, surprisingly enough, an unhappy marriage that is also easy to break up because of different trifles that you 2 have.
Who would have
Who would
guessed?
have guessed that there's nothing good here? Okay. If the 2 parts are still separated nope. If the 2 parts are separated but still in line, You suffer from diseases because of poor circulation of your blood. If your hand I know, it's like, "Wait, what
Just
the fuck?"
that came out of nowhere.
Well, we're gonna get there, okay. And if your hand is fat, which I
I mean,
feel like I feel like this is kind of just like a rule in general, not just with palm reading. If you're like, "Wow, my
yeah,
hand kind of looks fat," you should probably pay more attention to your blood circulation, and you should probably get some more, like, cardio exercises in there.
yeah, it's a good rule of thumb.
I feel like it's not just reliant on your hand, like, I also have some fat in places and should
Right.
probably worry about blood circulation and exercising,
That's
so
legit. And then there's those of us with Raynaud's syndrome that we just have bad circulation all over the place. So,
true. So
yeah.
true. Alright, so if you have intermittent lines, my brain was like, "Intermittent!" So if you've got intermittent lines, AKA it's just broken over and over and over again, but you still have
Oh,
a line of some sort, it shows that you are a little bit neurotic, a little bit impulsive, and you have troubles enjoying a happy love life.
aw.
Sad
Hmm,
fucking day. A
that
lot
is
of this
sad.
a lot of the love line, I'm just like, "Womp womp." Like, there's just
Womp
so much that
womp.
you're like, "What the fuck?" Okay,
Mhm,
so now we're gonna get into the chains. So we talked about the chains
mhm,
and other ones, so obviously there's chains here too. So if
mhm,
you have a chain that is basically like it looks like an iron chain,
mhm.
it shows that you are sentimental. And if you have a lot of chains, you have a lot of emotional entanglements. So you may be kind of in a lot of different relationships of some sort.
Interesting.
You also may suffer a marriage crisis in the middle of your lifetime.
God fucking damn it. On my non-dominant hand, I have a whole chain that goes almost the entire way from my pinky all the way to the middle of my middle finger.
Yeah, you just may not need to get married, apparently.
That's totally cool with me.
One thing we haven't talked about yet is our triangles, which is exactly as it sounds. You have like little lines that come up and make like a little triangle. Putting it in the same like roundabout way as a chain because it is a break in your line. So triangles on the heart line are a little eh. It can show that there's possibly disease or some type of wound or some type of accident that may happen.
Mm,
If a triangle shows above the line, it shows that you are fickle and you interfere in others' marriages, and you may also end up being the other person in that marriage. And
hmm.
possibly you have a heart related disease.
Oh my god.
So, um,
I luckily don't have that. I have them on the bottom.
all right. So below shows injuries of the heart or accidental injuries when out with your loved ones.
That's legit. I mean, I tripped and fell when we went to go blow glass at one time.
I don't,
I said
I don't,
the one instance.
I don't think that's quite what it means. I think it's more like, emotional injuries, like, kinda thing, but I mean, yeah, Taylor's tripping and falling is the exact same as, like, someone's marriage completely ending and breaking up is
No, like that's I mean, those are right underneath my pinky, but I don't have anything else anywhere else.
okay.
Hmm.
Alright, so this next one, I don't even know
I was gonna say your face
about it.
changed to tired.
Well, so this next one is if you have a square on your so basically, if you've got 2 triangles, you've got one up and one
Mhm.
down, and you've got a square.
Mhm.
It shows that you have emotional depression and you have pains. It
Oh,
also can indicate that you may have suicidal thoughts, but you also have a fear of death.
shit, son. So actually, now that I'm looking at it, mine kind of forms a parallelogram, but I do have a triangle, two triangles that kind of form like that. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing.
This would be if you had 2 triangles literally on top of each other, so it looks like there is a
Okay.
square on your line.
Okay, no, mine's more of a parallelogram.
Okay, good for you. Proud of you.
Yeah.
But also if you guys have a square, check in with someone.
Sure. Legit.
Really, if any of you guys are looking at your hand and you're like, "I don't understand," you should check in with someone because, like, what the
Mhm.
fuck is this shit? If you have a doubled heart line,
Mhm.
you are amazing at expressing love, taking the initiative in love. You may also somehow end up in 2 relationships at the same time.
Mm.
However, you are extremely talented, extremely good looking, and people want you, baby.
But there seems to be nothing bad about having a double heart line.
I mean, except for you being in 2
Being in 2
relationships,
relationships at one. Yeah, yeah, that's the
unless
thing,
you're
but
in that kind of relationship, but if not, then, like,
that's legit.
whatever, like
Yeah. Do
alright,
you?
so now we're gonna talk about feathers. Wah, wah, wah.
Ooh, what's a feather?
Well, like, so we had we had chains. The feathers are gonna
Uh-huh.
be just like little lines, like pew, 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 little lines.
Oh, I've got that.
Feather-like creases above and below the line at the beginning
Mhm.
show you are very passionate,
Okay.
which I must be extremely passionate because it's on
Same.
both my
Yeah,
hands.
samesies.
Samesies. If it is
Samesies.
only above your line, you are very witty, you are responsive, and you are full of a lot of resources in an emergency.
Mhm. That is not me. Mine are all below the line. What
Wait,
terrible thing is coming for me?
yours are just below the line?
I've got at the beginning, I have some above and some below, and then at the like for the rest of it, they're all below.
So I didn't see anything about the rest being below.
Hmm. I'm an enigma.
Maybe or maybe there's something more terrible waiting for you that no one's found out.
God damn it.
Short lines cutting across your heart line, like, we talked about on the lifeline, if you had a cross or you had like a star or something like that, that's what we're
Mhm.
looking at is now we're talking about like a cross. Das ist nicht sehr gut. This shows pain,
Oh.
shows unhappiness, it shows failures in love. Your career may be hard to progress because of a relationship with a particular person, maybe a relationship with a coworker, maybe a relationship at home, or even a friend. Middle age is going to be a tough time for you, bro. And just throwing this out here, apparently you may suffer from hypertension or diabetes when you get older.
Oh fuck. I mean, I don't have that, but yeah,
Okay.
diabetes.
The beatus.
The beatus.
Hey, I think I wrote that wrong. I think it's supposed to be a star on the heart line
Mhm.
is showing that your career or schooling or life are tied down by your love. So whether that's like a person is holding you back from achieving things that you would like,
Mhm.
or just you don't know that that's it, or you're just like, yeah, this is, I've settled kind of thing. That's what it can show. But it can also show that a partner may die because of you.
Oh, my word.
I know. That's why when you're like, "This is just rough," I was like, "Oh, it gets worse." Apparently, people die because of you. Because, like, goddamn,
Goodness.
if you have a broken palm, we kind of touched base on this a little bit. I know, it's called a broken palm. If you have no heart line because it's part of your headline, and we talked about this last week, that
Oh, yeah.
it's called the simian crease. So
Yes.
go back, take a look at that if you need to. Now, if your heart line and headline come together and end up having two different points, so you can kind of see like the start of a heart line or start of a headline, it's called a false broken palm. And your relationship is going to have a lot of ups and downs. In your middle ages, your marriage may fail.
Mm.
I feel like if you have a heart line, your marriage may fail.
Right?
Like that
Yeah.
seems to be the thing.
Yeah, unless your heart line is pristine and everything's pointing upward, you're fucked up.
You don't get fucked up. All right. So the next thing that we are going to talk about is the marriage line. Now, the marriage line is a teeny tiny little line. Yep.
Yeah, I happen to know about this one.
right above your pinky, above your heart line.
Mhm.
Mhm. It's possible that you can have more than one marriage line, but it's also possible that you don't have any marriage line. And this can reflect your personal attitude towards marriage and different situations of your marriage.
Mm.
Mm,
I have 2. I have dos.
wonderful. So we're
Mhm.
going to talk about the length first.
Mm.
So a straight love line indicates very deep and long love, not a love line. Marriage line
Mhm.
shows deep and long love. You're very passionate and gentle, and you probably have a very nice, happy little family.
Mm.
If you only have one marriage line and it's deep and it's very long, or it gets towards your sun line, which is another line that we're going to talk about that kind of runs, you've got your fate line that runs like right in the
Mhm.
middle of your hand, and then there's a sun
Well,
line that runs next to it, opposite
yeah,
of your lifeline. I do
yeah.
not have a sun line, so
I do. Huh.
look at you. So, anyways, that's going to show that you are going to enjoy a very happy marriage, but also you're going to like have great success in a career after your marriage.
Mm.
So nice.
Neato.
Now, if your marriage line is short, it indicates a very passionless um, marriage to the opposite sex.
My first one, like, my top line is like that.
Hmm. Okay. It shows also that you kind of lack patience to pursue the opposite sex.
Oh,
Um,
shit, that's it. There it is.
there it is.
There it is.
It's hard for you to fall deep whenever you fall in love.
Mhm.
You're probably marriage is kind of at that point.
Mhm.
If it is curved, this is when we start getting into the like, oh, okay, cool.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh.
So if it's curved down, this probably means that your partner is going to die before you.
Ah, fuck.
Fucking Christ. If it curves down suddenly, then it may be an accidental death.
Oh.
Now, if you go
Well,
back,
I
if you
greatly
go,
enjoyed that it's like it might be an accidental death, but the first one, it's like, "So do what did I kill him? Like, is
well,
that what's
yeah, I was gonna
happening
say,
here?"
so if you look at your heart line and you got that star in there that's like, yeah, you may be the reason your partner died, and then you've got a sudden downward,
Ugh.
it was a quote unquote accident.
Hmm. Oh, no. Well, apparently mine's gonna be not accidental, but they're gonna die.
See, I apparently have a super short. Like mine barely comes around to my pinky, so I'm like, okay.
Hmm.
But that line, the short line doesn't mean anything to me because I am very passionate for the opposite sex.
I amn't.
Great.
Great.
So if it curves down and touches your heart line, that's going to show that there's a marriage crisis and that
Mm,
there's personality issues between you and your partner. Divorce or some type of separation may be suggested and probably would
hmm.
happen. And all of that super duper fun stuff.
Interesting.
Interesting. All right. So
Interesting.
if it curves upwards,
Uh-huh.
you probably don't have to worry about finances and you and your partner can just be living it up.
Why does it mine curve upward?
Yeah, anything that has to do with money, I think on my hand is non-existent. So like I'm just gonna be
Mhm.
poor as fuck for the rest of my life. This also will let you two work as a group to enjoy a very happy marriage. And the higher your line goes, the happier you're gonna be. So just fucking great for you guys.
Mhm.
Super awesome with your long, upturned marriage life line thing, whatever. So, all right, so fork this. All right, so if the beginning of your line is forked and it looks like you have a Y going towards your pinky,
Mhm.
well, coming out of your pinky,
Oh.
I don't know. I feel like I don't fucking know. If the Y part is on the, you know, end of your pinky and then the
Uh-huh.
line's coming out. is no bueno.
Of course it isn't.
It means probably you guys are gonna get divorced.
Mm,
And if it's not a big fork, but there's still a fork, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's, like, a bad situation, and it may not be that, like, you guys get a full-on divorce or maybe you get divorced, but then maybe you get back together. It may just
mm.
be that you guys need some time, need a moment,
Okay.
too much
Okay.
togetherness.
Mhm.
Now, if you got a Y on the opposite end, can you guess? Can you guess what it's gonna mean?
It's gonna mean awesome things.
It's gonna mean that your marriage is probably gonna end and you're gonna separate.
Fuck!
So either
So,
way,
yeah, you just don't want forks on your freaking marriage line.
now if it is at the end, here's a little fact for you, a little
Mhm.
tidbit. You may suffer from indigestion. So
Why are these random diseases put in here? So
yeah.
I'm looking closer at my bottom super long marriage line, and it
Mhm.
actually dips downward very suddenly. It's like this. Like,
So you
so
you
it's
don't
accidental.
you don't like men and your lady friend is gonna die suddenly,
God damn
accidentally.
it.
Fuck. Fucking
Poor lady
Christ.
friend. Now everybody that listens to this podcast is like, "Don't fucking date Taylor, damn."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so if it's broken, if your marriage line is kind of, like, broken up or anything like that, shocking, it means that there's gonna be some kind of setback in your love life or marriage or, like, I feel like at this point, we all kind of know what these little indications indicate, but sometimes
Mhm.
they're indicating not the thing that you think they're indicating. Because fuck
Yeah,
that
like
shit.
indigestion.
Upset stomach,
Ups
diarrhea.
Yo, Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, so if it's broken, obviously this is going to mean that there's setbacks. You guys are going to probably fight a whole lot, and eventually, shocking, you'll probably get divorced. If
Yeah.
the longer of the part is broken, the more serious the situation is going to be.
Oh, no.
Like if you've got a long break in your line, ugh, no bueno. If it's a teeny tiny little one, it's not too much of a problem, and it's possible that you guys could make up.
Yeah.
Possible, but, I mean,
It's still a break.
it's not good.
It's not good.
So, if you have an island on your marriage line,
Hmm.
it's showing that there's some kind of psychological incompatibility between you and your partner, or
Hmm.
that there's some kind of, like, family thing. So, like, maybe you don't get along with the in-laws.
Okay.
Maybe not. Maybe they're the problem, and that's why you guys are fighting. They're the
Hmm.
problem. Alright.
Oh my god.
If an island is at the beginning of that line, your relationship probably isn't gonna go very smoothly
Mm.
until you guys get married,
Hmm.
which I'm like,
Why would you get married if it
why would
hasn't
you
gone
yeah,
smoothly
why
up to
would you
this
go
point?
get married?
Yeah.
Granted, who knows? Maybe you guys,
Yeah.
like, you had, like y'all were high school sweethearts, and then y'all were like, "Fuck this shit," and you broke up, and then you reconnected in your 30s, and, like, way to go, you
Mhm.
guys. Proud of you.
Yeah.
If there's an island in the middle of your line, things gonna be bumpy. It's
Mhm.
gonna be rocky road. Not so much that you're gonna break up, but rocky road ice cream is gonna be your favorite.
I love Rocky Road ice cream.
It's I'm not the biggest fan.
You're not a nut fan.
I'm really not.
Mm-mm.
Like, I if I get anything that has peanuts on it, I'm like, "No, no, no, take that off." Like, Thai food and
Mhm.
stuff, I always ask for peanuts to be taken off. Luckily, they do it because 'cause they're like, "Oh, it's like an allergy or something," and I'm like,
And
"No."
totes. Yeah,
I just
whatever.
don't like the texture whenever I'm eating certain things, so
Interesting. I greatly enjoy them.
mm-mm. Now, if I just, like, want a handful of, like, peanuts or, like, cashews or something, like, that's fine, but
That's different, yeah.
I'm gonna get cashews before I get peanuts,
Same. Yeah,
so,
that's legit. Yeah.
you know. Alright,
Yeah.
so back to
Mhm.
the island. If the island
Yes.
is at the end of the line,
Mhm.
it shows that there are going to be obstacles and issues after marriage. Again, not
Okay.
necessarily that things are gonna break up, but,
Hmm.
after marriage, and I'm sure we can all guess if there are a lot of islands on this line.
It's gonna be shitty.
It's gonna be shitty, and chances are it's just not a good relationship or marriage.
Mhm.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
That sucks. Yeah, it is what it
Sign
is.
your hand told you. Shoulda
I would love
listened.
to see that on divorce papers. My
My
hand
hand
told
said it
me.
was gonna be bad. Moose outside shoulda told you. Alright. So if you have an X on your
Mhm.
marriage line, it's clearly again, I feel like if you have anything other than just a flat fucking marriage line,
Mm,
clearly there's gonna be an issue in your marriage.
yeah.
There's just gonna be an issue. It's gonna be a problem. You guys are probably gonna break up. Um, there
One
may
of
be
you's
some
gonna die.
one of you is gonna die. There's gonna be some kind of love triangle. Um, that's if you have the sign, the X sign. Not so much about you guys dying, but like
Yeah, yeah,
shit's bad and
yeah.
you know. All right. So grills, this is a new one that we've not heard of.
Yeah, it sure is.
Grills. Yep,
Grills.
your girl. Yep, your girl. All right. So if you have a grill, like kind of, it looks like a hatch markings on or near your marriage line.
Okay.
It shows that, and I don't like the way that this website puts this because I'm like, well, what does that mean to you? Because I disagree. It shows that you have quote unquote abnormal sexuality. I don't know if that means you're not traditional in the sense of man and female, or if you like things that are not common, or you like bad things. I don't know.
Hmm.
It just says abnormal.
What constitutes a hatch mark? Because I've got all of these
Like a
long.
bunch of pound signs. Burr, burr,
No,
burr,
I
burr,
don't
burr,
have.
burr.
I have long. You're not going to be able to see that. Vertical. I've got vertical lines coming all the way down through them. My marriage lines.
So there is a set of lines that we can talk about after this.
Okay.
It's about children.
Oh no!
It's about children.
Please tell me that these vertical lines are not children, because according to this, I'm going to have 50.
I'm not gonna tell you no.
Uh-huh.
So if you've got these like hatch marks, these little grills that they call it, and you are single, and you have this as like a marriage line instead of a marriage line, it means you're gonna really, really struggle to find a good mate.
Oh,
Like
damn.
it's gonna be rough. And chances are you guys, even if you find them, wouldn't you guess, y'all? You're probably gonna break up.
Somebody is listening to this, seeing all these hatch marks instead of their marriage line, pulling a Vader and going,
No.
"No!"
Okay, I literally did that when we got to the children one. Okay, so all right, so if you just have a bunch of like we're not doing hatch marks anymore. It's just like a bunch of overlapping lines above it.
Mhm.
This is going to show that you couldn't actually have an ideal relationship and it's very hard for you to meet someone and it's pretty easy to just not get married. So this one's
I'm
not even
surprised.
saying that you are going to get married and get divorced. You just may not.
I'm kinda surprised I don't have that. Hmm.
Yeah. Also, during later years of your life, you may have hypertension or diabetes.
Fuck. I mean, I don't have that line, but why? Why is this
I
a thing?
I don't know. I don't know. So, if you've got like a couple lines above your marriage or below your marriage, like it's very
Mhm.
evident that they're there, but it's like a little short line. It shows that there's probably gonna be a lot of fighting in your relationship and
Oh, I've got that.
you may get sick a lot.
Fuck.
You may get sick a lot.
I don't like it.
All right. So if the marriage line is just straight up wavy daisy and chained like a motherfucker,
Mhm.
you are going to struggle bus hard. Like
Yeah.
it's not even that like you and your partner don't get along. Your partner is a monster, probably.
Oh,
So,
no.
also, it shows that you can actually be very stubborn and heartless. You're not very nostalgic when it comes to different things, and that's probably what's gonna make you divorce, which I think if your person's kind of like a monster, you probably should divorce.
Mhm.
Or if you're the monster, you should divorce.
Mhm.
So, and then also if you got that wavy daisy, you're probably gonna have some oh, no, you're not. Nope, read that wrong. You're not gonna have some great achievements in your lifetime.
Oh, oh, no. They were like, "Not only are you or your partner a monster, but you fucking suck."
You suck at life. All right, so now we talked about all of this. If you have absolutely no marriage line, it means you have no desire to love. You're not interested and would not want to and cannot attract the opposite sex.
Mm,
Um, you don't really care about getting attention from anyone or marriage. And if you do have marriage, it's probably going to be a very sexless, passionless marriage. Um,
interesting.
if you don't have that love line, chances are you're more likely to focus on different hobbies and careers.
So, I need my ace community people to reach out to me and tell me, "Do you have a marriage line?" Because that's what that is. That's ace. That's asexual.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ace Hardware, and I was like, I don't think that's how it works, Taylor. I don't
For all
think
you hammers out there,
I was
or
like,
all you no.
I don't think a group of people that work at a store are hired based on their marriage lines. Like, that's weird.
No, my
I feel like
asexual community.
okay, I was like, I feel like that's a HR violation. So I'm not really sure how, but I feel like it is. Yeah. So chances are, if you don't have one, you don't really have any interest in marriage at all. And so you're just kind of like,
Mhm,
what the fuck ever. If you have one and it's a very clear line, you have a good chance of finding your ideal partner to marry, and you're going to live a nice, happy, healthy marriage and life with this person. And if that lifeline is very long and doesn't have like any extras, you just ordered a straight up burger, no cheese, no bun or anything like that, just a
mhm.
patty. Um, you're gonna have a great marriage.
Lucky.
What for once, I have good news for you. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, if you have more than one line, um, that's actually very common, which
Yeah.
makes me sad. I have one line. Anyways,
I have 2.
it's not necessarily saying that you're gonna have 2 marriages or anything. You just have 2 lines, and it's gonna be a
Oh.
thing. So, if you've got 2 lines, some people do say, like, yeah, it means that you're gonna have the 2 marriages, but again, it doesn't mean that. We're
Mm.
still looking at the way that they curve and doing stuff like that. If you've got 2 marriage lines that run parallel with the exact same length, it's not gonna be a good marriage.
Fuck.
Um,
I mean, I
you
don't have that, but
know,
goddamn.
fuck. So, if you've got 2 lines that run parallel, but they're very different lengths,
Mhm.
you may end up in a weird love triangle.
Oh, shit. I got that.
No. Alright, so
Mm.
if you've got one that's short and the other that's long, and they are
Mhm.
somehow not parallel to each other, I guess if they kind of curve or do something weird, guys, say it with me. You're gonna get divorced.
Aw.
Okay. So if you got 3 of
Oh,
those
damn.
motherfuckers. You got some real mixed emotions going on, and chastity is not something that you think about that much.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. And
Okay.
you probably have a very poor concept on what life is, but you are very talented, you are very romantic, and you are very passionate towards the opposite sex.
I greatly enjoy that it's like, "You don't know what the fuck you doing, but girl, you got passion."
You fucking go, bitch. All right. Yeah.
She wrong, but she got the spirit.
She wrong, but she right. All right. If you somehow have 4 lines, I wanna
Good
know how
lord.
fucking big is your hand. Okay.
Right?
If you have 4 lines and they're, like, thin lines, you
Mhm.
have a very romantic personality.
Oh,
Um,
that's delightful.
but you're not satisfied with a boring life.
Ah, there it is.
So chances are you're gonna step out on that marriage a couple of times.
Mm.
Now, I don't know how it's possible. Again, maybe Andre the Giant has over 6 marriage lines. Yeah, it shows that, like, shit's gonna
Wow.
be fucking crazy. You're gonna have a very
I
intense, complicated marriage, especially if they all go all wonky and everything in different times, like, as we read, pretty much everything's gonna end in divorce for you. You
Mhm.
do have a very high requirement for love in your life, and you put very big pressure on that. I mean, you've got 6
Oh,
fucking
wow.
marriage lines, clearly. You
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
under pressure. So, all right. Now this is gonna be a choose your own adventure for a minute, Taylor. You wanna
Oh,
talk about children lines? Or you're gonna talk about the fate line?
let's talk about children line since we're on the marriage line.
All right. Let's let's go. All right.
No,
So,
okay.
keep looking in that area. What we're looking at
Mhm.
here are these tiny lines that go up and down right underneath your pinky.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I burped. I'm sorry, y'all. All right.
You're
So,
good.
if a man has child lines, it shows that his children are going to be nice and healthy. But if they're kind of like unclear, kind of like mixed up with other lines and that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
his kids are going to be weak motherfuckers. All
Oh,
right.
no.
If a woman has child lines,
Here it goes.
it shows the number of children.
No! I have so many, Whitney.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry.
I have so many.
All right.
I'm gonna
So,
be like, I
oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
don't like it. Okay, go ahead.
So these lines that are here, if you have some deep indentations, like
Mhm.
underneath, like where we're talking about, that
Mhm.
shows that there is a possible birth of a male. If they're kind of like narrow, kind of shallow lines, we're looking at females.
I have both.
I know.
Ugh.
If they're super short, if they're really shallow, they're kind of broken up, interrupted, shows that there may be some kind of abortion or a loss of a child of some sort of reason.
Mm.
If the line is forked at the end, it shows that there could be a good chance of having twinsies.
I thankfully do not have that.
That's what I had my know about.
Oh, no! Well, twins run in our family,
Yeah,
so
and that's the one that I'm like, I don't want that.
I think I was gonna say, I think when we get together for Thanksgiving, I'll have to show you, but I'll have to take a picture of mine and you can confirm what I'm seeing here because
Okay.
I'm stressed.
Um, don't stress, it's not good for the baby.
Okay.
Alright. If there's an island at the beginning of the child line, it indicates that that kid's gonna be weak and it's gonna probably get sick several times before. Not
Uh-oh.
not before they die, just, before they grow up.
Yeah, the big one that I have is it's got a big ol' island right in front of it. It's
Yeah.
also the male line, the one that says it's gonna be a boy.
You're gonna have a sick ass child. Alright.
Have me a sick ass baby boy,
And I don't mean sick ass like cool. I mean sick ass as in like sick ass.
as in the true meaning of the word.
I'm funny, damn it. All right. An
Yeah.
island that ends the line shows that the
Mhm.
child is going to be super difficult to raise.
Okay, I mean, if I'm gonna have kids, I don't got that, so, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't have that. So if it's curved in some weird way, it's going to kind of show that that kid is going to be not the strongest as far as like physique and is probably going to be pretty ill.
So I'll be raising a Victorian boy, that's what I'm getting. Frail in his little nightgown, I'm kicking him out because he's suffering from consumption, like
At the height of the plague, yeah,
Yes.
that's exactly what it means.
Great.
Alright, so now we're still talking about kids. We're gonna look at the pad that is underneath your thumb. So your lifeline probably goes around it or maybe it goes through it, but this is called the Mount of Venus, and it's, based at the base of your
I
thumb.
don't I don't know why, but I didn't like that.
I don't either. I think it's
Okay, good.
Mount, I think is what's
Yeah,
not cool with me. So, if you have a very well developed, like she thick, you got a thick mount, that
I got a
Venus
thick mount.
that Venus be thick. All right. So,
Mhm.
if that's the case, you have excellent sexual function and you should be able to have children. Way to go.
Okay.
Okay. Obviously, the flip side of that, if it is
Yeah.
flat or, that kind of thing, you probably won't have a whole lot of kids. It may just be a super struggle for you.
Mm. Y'all can have mine.
I mean, adoption is a thing,
Mhm.
so you can do that. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that mom would be like, "No, ma'am."
No. Okay. So if now we're looking at the pinky as a whole. So if your
Okay.
little finger is super short because the base of it is lower, like how mine is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how mine is too. Yes.
And so it shows that there will be fewer children, and that's especially true if your wisdom line looks like a fork.
What's your wisdom line?
Your wisdom line is that middle line on your hand that ends somewhere between your pinky and, I mean, I guess it can end at your middle finger, but so your middle line, we talked about it. It's the headline, your wisdom line. It's this.
Oh, oh. Yeah,
So,
I've got that. Yeah, it ends in a fork, yeah.
yeah, so like, I mean, it means that there's going to be fewer children.
I mean, that's cool. Yeah, like if I have a child, it will be a child, and that's it.
A child. Okay.
A child.
If both sides of the marriage line have a lot of fine lines, or so does or
Mhm.
there's like kind of a chain-ish looking shape of lines underneath your little finger, which is called the Mercury area. It shows that
Sure.
that person is unlikely to have children.
I don't have that.
No, we've established that we are both
Mm.
childbearing women.
Yes, Victorian childbearing women. I'm gonna start doing the governess. Governess, please bring me the child so that I may engage with it.
All right, so children are fun. Cool, cool story.
Okay.
We're gonna move on to the fate lines. Yeah, apparently I'm gonna have twin girls, and that's
Ah, Jesus. I'm okay. So you're gonna
exciting.
have twin girls. I'm gonna have a Victorian ill child boy. So I think we've got the gambit covered.
Yeah, we've
Mm-hmm.
got some stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So we're gonna move on to the fate line. So the fate line.
You got very, very Scottish there for a second, or Irish. Alrighty.
Alrighty. Moving on to the fate line. That's probably the best I will ever be able to do. Okay. All right. So this is going to be the line that goes from basically starts around the base of your palm, kind of like almost directly in the middle, and
Mm-hmm.
goes up your hand. So we're
Mm-hmm.
going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And it points at, we're getting into the finger names, the Saturn finger, which is your middle finger.
Hey.
This line can also be referred to as the Saturn line.
Oh, okay.
This line can kind of judge your career and your job and that kind of stuff, and your ability
Yeah,
to
okay.
work and all of that fun stuff. Depending on what practice you're looking into, like I had mentioned in the first episode, some lines may be called different things in other practices. There may be different lines, like completely in different practices.
Mhm.
This we are looking at is more along the Chinese palm reading, so we are looking at it as the fate line. Some others may see it as a luck line. So it's
Okay.
possible if you go to a palm reader and they're like, "This is your luck line." Don't yell at them. They just are reading what they know, and it may be a
The
different thing.
the Ghost Sisters said.
No, the ghost sister said, "Don't fucking be a twat." Of course, this also has some sort of timing that goes with it.
Mhm.
So we are looking at it's the base of the palm, you are starting with 5 years of age.
Mm.
And then when you get to the intersection of the headline, which is that middle line, you're looking at about 35 years of age. When it intersects with the
Hmm.
heart line, we're at about 55 years of age. And then once it gets all the way up to your middle finger, we're about 75 years.
Wow, that's very disproportionate.
It really is. But we're also looking at it like if it's coming down, like when I say the base of your palm, I don't mean
You
like
mean, like, all the
we're
way
going
down, like,
all the way down, like almost to your
into your
wrist.
wrist.
So
Okay.
5 is basically where you bend.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm. Yep.
So this is the one that I was telling you guys in episode 1 of this that I was like, fucking damn it. All right. So if you do not have a fate line, it doesn't mean that you don't have a job or that you don't have a career. It just means
Mhm.
that it's possible that you like are a jack of all trades. You kind of go here, you go there, you do a bunch of different stuff. You got that side hustle along with that side hustle. So you don't really have a
Mhm.
permanent occupation. So there's not a whole lot there. Um
Interesting.
it also can indicate that you have a careless personality.
Hmm.
Uh, and
Okay.
because of that you weren't able to actually find a job that interested you. Yeah. All right. So
Okay.
if it is a long and deep line that begins at the base of your palm and goes all the way up to that middle finger, not all the way up the middle finger, but to it,
Mhm.
it shows a strong ability to make sure that you are able to run your own business. You get that career going. You're a self starter. You are very credible at what you do, and you are very successful. And you strive. You work it.
Hmm.
Now, if it becomes narrow and starts thinning around the middle part of the palm before you get up to the middle finger, kind of shows that your career is going to be good at the beginning and then it's going to get worse as you get into the middle ages of your life.
Oh, no. Oh, no. What does it mean whenever it suddenly branches off into a bunch of different lines?
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I don't
I
even
mean,
think you can see.
yours goes up. Mine ends at age 35.
Mine goes all the way up, but whenever you get up to this area right here, it's all of a sudden like a bunch of different lines branching
Mhm.
outwards.
I'm just saying mine basically says, as of next year, I'm done. That's what it says. All right, so
Mhm,
if you have a kind of like shallow one, it's kind of like hard to see and everything. It shows
mhm.
that you work hard, but your career is going to be ups and downs. You're gonna kind of struggle bust it as you go, but you're a
Sure.
hard worker and you're doing it. So if it's shallow and wide, you're gonna have a hardworking life, but you're gonna fail to achieve anything.
Aw, shit.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
rough.
I don't have that, thankfully, but for those of you that do, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so
Um,
sorry.
so sorry, everybody. So if it's shallow and it's narrow and it's kind of like it's kind of hard to see, it shows that you are not bound by a common destiny, quote unquote.
Oh,
So maybe you are able to kind of branch out on your own, figure out your own
yeah.
life in the ways that you want to go.
For
So
some
if
reason, I thought of Avatar: The Last Airbender, so I don't know why, but I did.
what?
So
Why?
if you because that's a non-conventional career path.
It's not a career path to begin with. Like, what the fuck?
it was in that land.
Uh, okay, Taylor, please let me know when you are able to fart and make clouds appear.
I mean, get me in cold enough temperatures.
Mhm.
I
Mm.
wonder if anybody's done that before.
Speaking of, okay, so in class, this isn't about farts.
Oh,
Um,
good.
it would be great if it was, but it was so cold in the classroom. Y'all, we're in Texas. It's I understand it's like Thanksgiving and everything. It's still warm, but
Mhm.
our classroom was so cold, I could see the breath of my classmate.
Oh my gosh.
Like, why is it that cold? I understand there's
That's
fire and shit because we're cooking, but like, there is no need for it to be that cold.
yeah, that's too cold.
Fucking ridiculous.
Mhm.
Fucking Brussels sprout. All right. So if it is oblique, um, kind of like the fate line, instead of going straight up and down, it's kind of like going towards
That's
the
what mine does.
side, or like it comes from the pinky, like not the pinky, it comes from the other side of your
Mhm.
hand and goes up, kind of
Mhm.
like a weird diagonal. It shows that you have a lot of unique ideas and you like to judge things from different points of view whenever you are at work. You
Mhm.
try to think of ways to take a shortcut that are very easy so that you can get great success in your career.
Okay.
Why are you making faces?
I looked up if you fart in the cold, can you see it?
Oh
There are lots of there's
my god.
there's lots of pictures of people who have farted in the cold and you can see it.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
See, look at this. It's so cold outside you can see my fart.
Oh my god. Are you gonna post that? You should
Yes. I'm
find a
gonna
way to
post that to
post
the
it.
Instagram.
Okay.
Yes. Matter of fact, I'm
Don't
gonna save it.
but you should do it before this episode comes out without any context.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 100% gonna do
So
that.
when we get to that, everyone will be like, "Oh,
Oh.
right."
Right.
All right, so where this line fucking starts does
Mhm.
determine stuff too. If it's starting from where the lifeline is, like if they like not
If
interject,
they
if they
start and end at the same place.
yeah, like if where your
Yeah.
lifeline ends, if your fate line starts, it shows that you are very strong vitality and you're full of energy, which we did talk about the last time because of our
Uh-huh.
fate line. Your social standing is probably going to be very quickly upgraded because you're such a hard worker. And even though there may not be a great achievement during your life, you are very satisfied with the life that you are living.
Hey, that's exactly me. That's exciting.
How wonderful for you. So, starting at the
Ah.
headline, if it starts at the headline, that is the line that is in the middle of your
Mhm.
fucking hand.
Mhm.
It shows that you are going to start having great achievements by the age of 35. Before the age of 35, you may not have been able to really start on your business. You may not have been able to start working until then. Um, But after you get to 35, again, these are relative ages. It may be 40, it may be 30, it may be 32. Who
Mhm.
fucking knows? Don't be like Whitney said. So, anyways, after 35, chances are that your career is really starting to take a turn for the better. You're starting to use the things that you have learned because you know you're at your headline to become more profitable in your career and with all of your knowledge and success, then you're able to
Hmm.
actually do some shit. So way to go.
Fancy.
So proud of you guys.
Mhm.
Because mine is apparently over. Starting at your heart line. So this means you don't have a fate line until you get to your heart line. That's the
Mhm.
line that we didn't just talk about, but talked about at the beginning. This means that chances are you really struggled with your career at the
Mm.
beginning of your life. And around, 50, 55, 45, whatever, you're going to have a good turn and you're going to start working and you're going to have a great career and you're going to enjoy it, or you're going to be working.
Mhm.
And so instead of enjoying your old age, you will hopefully be enjoying your career.
Hopefully, yeah.
I would hope so. All right.
Definitely.
So, the moon mount. We are introducing the moon mount. So,
Excuse me?
excuse me. So we had the Mount of Venus,
Yes.
and now we've got, well, it's the Mount of Moon, not the Moon Mount, but I think Moon Mount sounds better. Moon,
Mhm.
moon. Anyways, so this is the opposite side. So Mount of Venus is
This right
right,
here.
yeah, underneath your thumb, and now we're looking at Mount of Moon, and it's that puffy spot underneath your pinky at the bottom
Mhm.
of your palm.
Okay.
So if your fate line is starting from there, and obviously it's curving
Mhm.
upwards towards your middle finger. I love that it's all with the middle finger because, like,
Mhm.
fuck that shit.
Mhm.
I just put my middle finger up. If I was gonna
Yeah.
say if no one could see me, but no one could see me. This is why my career ends at 35. So it shows that there's great success owed to you and your interpersonal relationships, and you're a very creative person, and so you are going to have a lot of success based on that. And people with
Very
that
good.
line, you probably have someone that's, like, there cheering you on. You've got a cheerleader that is there with you every step of the way. Maybe it's a spouse, maybe it's a sibling, but someone is there going, "Go, person, go. Go, person,
Hmm.
go." Alright.
How
So,
wholesome.
I know. Mount of Venus. So this is the lump under your thumb,
Mhm.
making you nice and fertile. Alright, so that if it I know. You're welcome.
Mm.
So if it starts there and it goes past your heart line, so it goes all the way up to your middle finger, it
Mhm.
means money ain't no problem. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
Mm.
It also means that you may inherit fortunes and stuff from parents,
Fancy.
relatives, ancestors. Again, mine starts and ends before I'm 30 and is nowhere near the base of my thumb.
Mm.
I'm gonna be poor as fuck without a job. All right.
So, maybe this is next, but mine's in between.
In the middle of your palm.
Yes.
That's everything that we've been talking about. Can you please rewind and go to the beginning of this podcast and start over?
So rude. Now, what if I have a big old fork at the beginning? Because I have
Oh
a
my
big old
god, we
fork.
are still talking about where this fucking line is. We are not to the forks
Okay.
yet, okay?
Okay.
Slow your goddamn roll.
I'm just very curious and passionate.
All right, so in the middle of everything
Mhm.
indicates you're just gonna have a good career. Everything's great.
I
Moving
love it.
smoothly. Proud of you.
Excellent.
I'm glad we got that over with. All right, so
Yeah.
if it is going up and curving, so if it starts in the middle
Mhm.
and it goes up and curves towards your pointer finger, it shows you're gonna
Mhm.
have fame and power.
Oh. Oh! I don't have
Oh
that, but
my. And
oh
you
my.
could exploit it to wield further power.
Oh my.
Oh my. But you're also gonna have a good reputation, so it's nothing bad.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Cool
Cool.
story, bro. All right. So if it ends and curves the other way towards your ring finger, you are a
Yes.
very artistic person and you probably are going to be very wealthy based on your artistic talents.
Oh.
Oh
I
no,
mean,
Taylor's career
y
is changing.
no. Yeah, unless artistic talents counts as teaching and curriculum design. I can do that.
At least you have a career.
Oh my god. You sounded like sadness in Inside Out.
I
At least
mean,
you have a career.
I feel like that's who's in control when I look at my fate line.
Aw. Aw.
Oh, also,
Go
have you seen
downstairs. Go give
what?
mom a hug. Say, "Go downstairs, give mom a hug."
Yeah. Be like, "Look at my
Mhm.
line," and she'll be like, "What the fuck is happening?" And I'll be like, "Just hug me." Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, did you see the previews for the new Inside Out movie?
Yes, it looks
It looks
great.
adorable.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright, so back to the line because I think I think we're getting there. I think we're almost done. No, we're not, but we've
Mhm,
got some
mm-mm.
time. Sorry, everybody. This will be the last line that we're doing. We may come back a third time.
A three-potter?
Yeah, it may not be consecutive because Taylor's got a special something, and I'm not sure if we're gonna get to do it, but maybe we will. Well, I don't know. We'll find out.
Mhm.
All right. So, if your fate line is kind of intertwined with your lifeline,
Okay.
it shows that you are probably infatuated with a person, a married man or a married woman.
Hmm.
So you're kind of being that third person there, that third
Mm,
wheeler, and you should
mm.
probably get out of that because that's just rude. Don't do
Yep.
it. And you probably have a lot of troubles with the lifeline as well.
Mm.
So if your lifeline looks rough, maybe look at your fate line and be like, "Oh fuck, I figured it out." Just like that, super Texan and everything. Okay. So
Definitely.
now if it starts in the middle and it's going up towards your pinky, towards your pinky, there's going to be a great, wonderful success and a business investment that you've got going on. And so proud of you.
This one, like, compared to the marriage line or heart line, like, this has been just delightful.
Has it been?
I mean, for me, it has.
Uh huh.
Not for Whitney, apparently,
All right.
but,
So if this line is actually on both hands, you are very proficient in business and have great
hey!
success. This is if it's the same on both hands.
Yeah, mine is.
Way to go. You're going to be very great at business. So
So it's
super proud.
yeah, it is interesting. Hmm.
Yeah. Mhm.
Whitney's not bitter or jaded. It is what
Nope.
it is.
Mm-mm, not at all. All right. So now we're going to talk about where it stops. So we've talked about where it
Yes.
starts, where it goes, where it came from, Cotton Eye Joe. So if it is going all the way up to your headline
Aha.
and it stops there, parents may be divorced at an early age, and you better fucking get married so that you can then start your business. Don't start it and then get married. You need to get your business going after you get married.
Okay.
The only way you can be successful, which is
Mm.
apparently what mine says, and it's lying. Lying.
Hmm.
If the fate line doesn't penetrate into the headline whatsoever, you're going to have a lot of wealth and a lot of fame when you're young,
Mm.
but you're going to give it up halfway through your life. And it's
Aw.
going to stop you from actually being successful later.
Aw.
Yeah, you should probably learn how to save money now because
Mm.
chances are you're going to struggle later.
Mm.
If it starts from the Mount of Venus and ends at the heart line, it shows that marriage is going to be to a very rich and powerful suitor.
Oh.
All right, so now we're going to look at my goddamn fucking line.
Mm.
If your line stops near or at the headline, you're gonna stop working because apparently you chose to. And
I mean,
you
it had
got a lot of talent and everything, but like you're just not going to. You're gonna choose not to, whether it was a good decision or not. You just were swayed
mm.
that way. And you're really never gonna break through in your career.
I don't feel like that's you, though.
What the hand doesn't lie.
The
Okay.
hand don't lie.
And
Okay.
don't lie. So, if
Hmm.
that line actually becomes kind of thin and pointed as it's going towards your headline, it's gonna show that your life is kind of difficult during those times.
Mm.
So, if it's getting pointed, it's a problem. You're
Hmm.
struggling. It's not as bad as, like, everything to do with the marriage and the love line, but whatever.
Right.
Still. So, now we're gonna talk about where and if it breaks. So if it's breaking between which yours doesn't, you showed me it goes all the way through.
Yes.
But unlike mine where it starts and then stops, if yours goes all the way to your headline and stops between your headline and your heart line and then starts up again after your heart line and goes up towards your middle finger, it
Hmm.
kind of shows that around 40s and so, career's not too bueno for you, my friend.
Oh, no.
But once you kind of reach 55, you're gonna get back into it.
Oh, okay.
Now, also, if you're if you're a lady and you have this,
Mhm.
it shows that you're actually very messy and you can be kind of swindled out of your money.
Oh, no.
Not really have to do with your success of careers, but that is a
Your
thing.
success with money. Yeah.
Now, if you have one and it's going all the way through and it's going, you start at like your year 5, but it breaks between year 5 and the base of your palm.
Hmm.
Um, you're gonna have a rough childhood, man.
Oh,
And
no.
academic is gonna be kind of a struggle for you at a young age.
I mean, well, not at a young age. I did pretty good in school up until high school.
Okay.
We have different opinions.
I just don't remember much aside from high school, and it
It wasn't great.
wasn't that great for you.
No, but I got it together.
Now, if the line breaks from about the middle of the palm and, like, still manages to kind of cross through the other lines, but you just have a break, like, underneath your headline
Mhm.
kind of deal, it's kind of showing that there's a setback in that career that you have. It's possible that you maybe lost some property of some sort. It could be a house,
Hmm.
it could be a car, it could be something of some sort, but that's
Mhm.
one of those setbacks that's kind of stopping you.
Okay.
Like we've talked about with all of the other breaks, if you have a break that kind of like overlaps with itself with a parallel line to it, it
Mhm.
shows that there's probably a change in a career.
That's what's going on whenever I get up past my 35 mark, I have a changing career, which is interesting actually, because my career changed when I hit 30.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I s
Just
I still apparently will not have a career next year. If your line is broken up, but, continues all the way through, it's intermittent, it shows that there's gonna be some ups and downs for your career. You're gonna just kind of do half-assed work as you're going along. You kinda change jobs here and there. You
Mhm.
however big that gap is, just kind of like with the marriage line, it's gonna show how big the gap is in that job change
Yeah.
kind of thing. So even if
Hmm.
it's big, you maybe are out of work for a while. A
Oh, no.
while.
A
All right.
while.
So now we're gonna get to the forks and everything because I know you asked about that, and
Yeah.
I also have a
Aha.
fork. All right. So if you have a trident at the end of your line,
Mm.
it shows that you're gonna be lifestyles of the rich and the famous.
Ooh.
You're always complaining. All right.
Oh.
Now, if you have a fork that starts at the base of your palm, and it's kind of extending to one is kind of going up towards your ring finger, and then one is going over towards the
Venus?
Mount Venus. You like how I just duh, duh.
Duh, duh.
So it shows that there is a extreme desire for fortune,
Mhm.
but it's gonna be kind of fluctuated throughout your life. So
Hmm.
you
Okay.
want money and maybe you get some, but maybe you don't.
Hmm. Okay.
If you have a branch that as you're going up, like it goes all the way to your middle finger, but then you've got a branch that's coming up off and going towards your pointer finger, it shows
Mhm.
that you maybe will be able to have more than one company, or you may actually change what it is that you do as your job.
Hmm. Okay.
You probably will be successful in your official career, maybe not your side hustle, but you will be pretty successful.
Good.
So, islands, those are going to show different blocks within your career.
Okay.
So, obviously, like with the other islands, the bigger the block, the worse it's going to be.
Mhm.
If you have an island on a joint point with the headline, so
Okay.
where it meets up, that means that you're probably gonna have some sort of failure in your career because of your
No.
own wrong decisions.
Aw, damn it. I mean, I
And
don't have that, but
but
that
still,
sucks.
and you probably are gonna suffer, like, a great financial loss from that.
Oh, shit.
So, an island that joins your heart line shows that there are issues because of emotional problems that you may have, and that's what's hurting your career at that time.
Hmm.
Maybe it's apparently that you're gonna fucking get divorced because, it's the heartline. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what interrupts your career.
I think I have an island there. It's kinda difficult to tell because mine branches off in so many
Yeah.
directions,
Well, I
so
mean, when your spouse accidentally dies, I'm sure your career will take a hit.
Oh, sure, definitely.
Yeah,
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 and my small Victorian child, yes, we're gonna have a
yeah.
hard time.
So if you have an island at the end of your fate line, it shows that you have big, lofty aspirations, but you're kind of passive towards the end of your age. Like, you're kind of like, "Yeah, I wanna do this stuff," and then you're like, "But I'm fucking tired, bro."
It's legit, yeah.
Legit maybe that's why I choose to give up, apparently.
Maybe.
At the ripe old age of 35, I give
Well,
up.
you know.
So, an island at the beginning of a very shallow fate line shows that you were
Mhm.
born in an unusual way, and it's possible you were an illegitimate child or
Oh!
you were an orphan.
Oh!
How this has to do with your career, I am
Who know yeah.
unsure,
Mhm.
but alrighty. If you've got a island in the middle of your palm on this line, it shows that there's going to be some sort of setback in your career as you get into your middle ages.
Ah.
Chains on the fate line, if they begin at the beginning of the fate line, is going to indicate that you are unhappy with that work environment that you have going on, or just the environment that you've got in life. And it's going to make it hard for your work or for your study, especially during if you're young, it's gonna make it
Mhm.
really hard while you're at work and everything like that. Not work.
Hmm,
Oh my
okay.
god, school. School. Alright.
Skill.
Now, if the line is chained at the end,
Mhm.
it shows things don't go very well for you in your old age, and there's a chance that there is a big financial loss
Oh,
at the
no.
later end of your life where you need that money.
Okay, so you guys, the Nigerian prince isn't real.
Keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind, he's not real.
Now, if you're 35 and chose not to work anymore and you choose to believe that he is real, then maybe there's hope for you yet.
Whitney, I'm a little concerned now.
I'm gonna be poor as fuck without a job, okay? So we have come to a conclusion. I'm not starting on any more lines.
Okay.
I'm tired. I'm
Mhm.
sure you guys are like, holy fucking shit, my hand looks like garbage now, and you're tired of staring at it. I'm tired of staring at it too, and I'm tired of trying to figure out what the Venus mount is and the moon mount and um moon of Saturn, all that crap. Uh,
Sure.
there's just so much. So
So much.
so much. So we will step back into this at a later date. Um
Mhm.
Stay fresh cheese bags. We'll come back. I finally got to use it.
Always, always my favorite.
I
Fucking
know, it's
love
always
it.
a great little thing.
So, yeah,
Hopefully, if you were driving, you did not stare at your hand this long because,
that's legit.
dear God, look up every now and then.
Yes.
And if
And
you weren't driving, you should still look up every now and then, help
yeah,
your neck out. Just,
mhm, that's
breeze up,
legit. Do some stretches.
look around, look at something new in your room. Be like, "Oh my gosh, who knew that my ceiling had popcorn on it? Fuck."
Oh, mine does. I hate it.
See?
I say I hate it. It really makes no difference to me, but
I was like, "I honestly have never noticed that you have popcorn on your ceiling."
yep.
Hmm.
My house was built in the 80s.
Hey.
Hey. Well, cool. It was very interesting, and I look forward to part 3.
So much doom and gloom.
It is, but,
Maybe we can
we
liven
all
it up a little.
no, we know Taylor thrives on that.
Oh,
I
okay.
love doom and gloom.
Okay.
It's always fun.
I mean, other people may
So,
not. I'm just thinking, like,
that's true.
the weird accidental deaths and everything.
Mhm.
And I'm also picturing your Victorian child son.
Yes, and his little, like, man-sized stroller.
What?
He's got, like, a little cart that like, it's like a baby stroller, but it's for a child. You've not seen
I
those?
have not seen those.
Oh, shit, I'll find one for you because that was a thing. That was how they wheeled them around. It was like the precursor to the wheelchair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I imagined was my frail Victorian child in one of those large
And
strollers.
now I'm picturing the 2 twins from The Shining pushing the frail Victorian boy because 'cause I'm apparently having 2 twin girls.
There we go, I like it.
Yeah. It's
Perfect.
terrifying and horrible.
Yes. If you wanna tell us the horrific things that are going to happen because of your different lines on your hands, reach out to us at theghost sisterstx@gmail.com or the Ghost Sisters TX on Instagram or the Ghost Sisters everywhere else we have social media.
Yep.
And we will it was like there's a process to this, Whitney. We do it every time.
I told you it's my career is ending, so clearly I've
Oh,
half-assing everything now,
so
so
I'm taking over the "We'll spook you later, bitches."
no, I'll still do it, it just may be
Okay.
lame. So, like, "We'll
Hmm.
spook you later, bitches."
And then because I'm passionate, "Spook you later, bitches."
I'm passionate too, so fuck you, spook you later, goddamn bitches.
Oh, okay, so we just get angry now. Okay.
Where's that? I'm gonna have to find that line.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright. Bye.
Bye.